Hello and welcome to Confessions of a Yarn Addict. My name is Anniken and this is episode 40, and I'm actually in Spain at the moment, as you may see from the background behind me, but this episode is mostly about my trip to Yarndale last weekend. When we got home I was home for 1 day, 2 nights, and then I flew off to Spain to see my parents, and I'll share a bit from my trip to Spain in the next episode. But for today, enjoy my trip to Yarndale. I didn't film as much as I'd planned to, but hopefully it'll give you a little bit of taste of what the weekend was like. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So I finished my current socks in progress last night, so I just cast them for a pair of new socks this morning. These are going to be trainer socks. I like to try and finish them while we're away at Yarndale, but we'll see. Probably take this and knit on during the quiet times of the show. So the end of the day tends to be a little bit quiet, so I might keep this with me to knit on. So if you see me knitting at the show, that's what I'll be knitting. So we are on our way to Yarndale. We've actually done a little bit of a stop over in Wales to visit my daughters on the way and drop the dog off with them. So we are now leaving Wales and driving up to Yorkshire. Car is pretty full, as you can see. Lots of yarn, dress form, patterns, beads, everything. So car's pretty full, and we're just going to get some petrol and then we're heading up to Yorkshire. We made it to Bradford. This is where our hotel is. We've gone out for a walk after we checked the hotel, just to get a bit of fresh air after a long day of driving, and then we're going to get some food on the way back to the hotel. So we are away for Yarndale, and this is in the hotel room, so apologies if there's any noise. I've started this shawl. I actually started with slightly different shaping. So most top-down crescent shawls have 3 stitches increase on that side and 3 on that side. But it means you're increasing at a very rapid speed, and I don't really like it. You end up with like very thin edges over here, and I don't know, I just don't really like it that much, and I didn't really want that. So I'm trying 2 decreases, beginning and end, but that means you get a little bit of a kind of hump in the middle, and I'm not sure whether it's going to work. So I'm considering this a swatch really. I've added some short rows here, which I don't like. I will be adding short rows, but I will change them slightly, and I'll probably do more in the pink before I start the short rows, because it's a bit not that visible there really. And then I've also got a lace pattern, which you can't really see because hang on, I don't think, because it's not been stretched out. But what I'll probably do is tonight when we get back to the hotel, I'll probably finish the lace repeat I'm working on, and then see if I can like mock block it to see what the lace looks like, and then decide whether I'm happy. I am considering going for a completely different shape because I'm not sure if I like this shape. The yarn I'm knitting with is the Sabre pattern, so I'm using 1 ring of pink to blue, so that's the pink, and then it goes around to blue, and then I'm going to use 1 ring of this blue to green. So the 2 solid blues are the same in both. It's a little bit lighter than it shows here, but the light's not great here. So I'm really excited about this shawl, but I'm not sure I'm feeling it at the moment. So it is Friday morning. Today is setup day for Yarndale. At the moment we're in the hotel room, getting ready, going to go out and get some breakfast in a minute, and then we're going to spend the morning exploring. We haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet, but we normally spend the Friday morning exploring some part of Yorkshire, and then we're actually going to go and pop in and see some friends that live near, about half an hour from Skipton. So we're going to pop in and see them before we go and set up for the show this afternoon. We've decided we're going to go set up for the show slightly earlier than normal because we were a bit out of practice because we haven't done a show for 2 years. So, and I'm thinking of setting it up slightly differently this year for COVID reasons. So we might go to the show a little bit earlier. Normally we get there about 4, I think. We might try and get there an hour earlier because we might need the extra time. But I haven't decided what we're going to do yet. It's sunny here in Bradford, so we'll see what we want to do. so when we got back yesterday from setting up after Yarndale, I decided that the shawl that I'd started, I wasn't happy with the shape, so I ripped it back and I started again. So I'm going for a completely different shape. I'm going for an asymmetrical shape instead of a crescent shape. This will be like an asymmetrical crescent shape, and I might change the shaping a little bit from the normal asymmetrical shape. We'll see how we get on. But I've also added some stripes. I think I'm going to do one more of the darker stripe and then go back to a few rows of the pink, but I haven't decided yet. But I'm getting ready for day 1 of Yarndale. So I'm just going to do a little bit of knitting before we go and get breakfast and head off to the show.